Hey guys, what's up? So I want to talk to you about something that may be sabotaging your weight loss efforts. It happens a lot, and it's cravings. So how do you deal with them? So, we could be given the most perfect plan and you could know what to do and you're following it, and all of a sudden you get some freaking cravings. Now, there's two types of cravings and they're dealt with separately. So I'm going to dive into them real quick with you. First one is what most of us think of, and sometimes we mix up the two, which is physical cravings. So physical cravings is when your body is literally physically craving something, like, and a lot of times it's sugar, right? And so how do we deal with physical cravings? Well, if it's a sugar craving, which is the typical one, you want to make sure your body's getting everything it needs so it's not left craving something else. So generally when we have a physical food craving, it's because your body is looking for something that it's lacking. So this one's easier to combat. So what you need to do is feed your body what it needs. That's it. You just got to figure out what it needs. That's the key. So if you are having constant sugar cravings, let's say, you want to basically be sure you're balancing out your blood sugar every day. So how do you do that? Well, you want to eat foods that have enough healthy fats that's going to balance your blood sugar, proteins, fiber, all that kind of stuff. And you want to make sure that you're eating at regular intervals. So, and this is not eating 5 times a day. It's different for everybody. I'm not really a proponent of that, but to each their own. But you want to make sure that you're getting enough. So if you find that you're having physical cravings, specifically sugar cravings, because that does tend to be the main one, make sure that you're getting enough of the proper nutrition in your body that's going to balance your blood sugar properly. The other thing that can trigger those crazy sugar cravings is sugar. So when you eat the sugar, it sends you flying high and then it comes crashing down, and then your body's craving more to bring you right back up, right? So you want to just kind of eliminate it. Now, in the beginning, that can be a little bit tricky, but sometimes you got to white knuckle it through the sugar cravings, and I promise you they will eventually go away. Or substitute it with something sweet like fruit, which has a high water content and nice fiber, and it has vitamins and minerals that are going to help balance it out. People tend to be afraid of fruit. Don't be afraid of fruit, even if you do the low sugar fruits like the berries and all that kind of good stuff. But fruit is much, 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 much better for you than processed sugar. So sugar cravings are a beast, but you can get rid of them, I promise you. So make sure you're fueling your body properly, and that will eliminate the sugar cravings and keep the garbage out of there. The other thing is eating chemicalized foods, so fake foods. So things in a package, you don't know how to pronounce them. They throw your body chemistry way out of whack, and your hormones and all that kind of stuff. We want to have balanced hormones. Hormones are everything. So in order to do that, again, what you got to do is just ditch them. Because when you eat something, it just makes you want more of it. And in order to get rid of it, just freaking get rid of it. It's not always easy in the beginning, but I promise you it's worth it. So those are physical cravings. Those are easier to deal with because now we're dealing with emotional cravings. That's a whole different beast. And some people, it's more deep rooted than others. For some people, it's comfort. So maybe at the end of the day, you've had a stressful day, and that's how you relieve your stress is through food. Or maybe you associate it with childhood memories, and, your parent or your grandparent would soothe you with food or give you food as gifts, or that's how they cared for you. So there can be a deep emotional connection there, which is a little bit harder to break. But if you are eating, having emotional cravings because you're bored, for example, well, those are easier to deal with. So you can either frickin' do something. But another thing that is super effective is just simply changing your state. So do you ever notice sometimes you walk into a room to get something, and then once you're in the room, you're like, what the heck did I walk in here to get? Right? I think it's happened to pretty much every person. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you cross through that border from one room to the next, it's actually changed your state. Crazy. And so sometimes you drop the thought that you had before you went in there. So this actually can be applied to weight loss and emotional cravings, believe it or not. Sounds silly, but it's true. So when you are having a craving because you're bored or tired or whatever, change your emotional state. So it really can be as simple as walking into another room. You can pick up the phone, go for a walk, have a bath, have a shower, turn on your favorite song, whatever. You just want to change your emotional state. So that's how to get rid of emotional cravings unless they're more deep rooted, such as the case where it's family related, tradition. That's how you accept and receive caring and love and that sort of stuff. But the good news is you can rewire your brain around that. We have full capability to rewire our brains. It is called neuroplasticity. Look into it. But if that's something that is challenging for you, reach out to me because I can help you deal with that on a deeper level as well. So anyway, guys, listen, sometimes you feel like you're doing everything right and you feel thrown off track by cravings. And I want you to recognize that they're just cravings, and cravings are moments. So you don't need to cave into them, because caving into that moment can derail all of your progress that you've made up until that point. And then listen, we could go so many levels. Are you self-sabotaging? Do you think you don't deserve it? All this kind of stuff. But if you think emotional cravings are really messing with your progress, please reach out to me because that's something we can absolutely help you with. And the same thing with physical cravings. They're a lot easier to deal with, honestly. Physical cravings are super easy to deal with. Emotional ones, depending on what they're related to, can be easier, or they can run a little bit deeper. But have hope in knowing that you absolutely can address them and fix them and rewire your brain around them and move on. So, hope this helps. If you like this video, please like it. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I would be oh so happy if you would share it with your friends.